Hi, I'm Sangam Kidilaya and here's my essay on one of the highly regarded movies so far, Parasite. Parasite is a tense social satire about a poor family who con their way into becoming servants of rich family. In February 2020, it made history by becoming the first non-English language film to ever win Best Picture at the Academy Awards, which raises the question, why was this South Korean film able to resonate across the world? Well, I'd watched this movie back in June last year and was simply blown away. But I knew I couldn't really make a video that would do justice to the film after only one viewing. So, after a few rewatches, I feel qualified to talk about why Parasite is not only one of the best films of the decade, but a complete masterpiece of storytelling. First off, this movie is directed by the great legendary Bong Joon-ho, who is without a doubt one of the greatest living filmmakers ever. Let's first talk about the story. Parasite follows two families in South Korea, a poor family and a rich family. It depicts the poor family's attempt to infiltrate the rich family and their house that they live in which is basically a character of its own. The initial premise is explored in such a unique way. The story seems like something that could actually happen, which is really a scary thought. Although the visual side is not as bold or experimental as something like Snowpiercer, Parasite is very much a visual feat. It makes the most of the few locations and they shoot the house in very inventive ways. The film opens with a shot of the window close to the ground and it sinks even further down to introduce our character. Right away, you know he is from poor family. The camera is literally showing you that this man is living lower than the low. It appears to be one of Bong's favorite technique and is used extensively in Snowpiercer. Although, in that film it is left and right, with characters moving to the right as a sign of progress. Anyway, the film continues and we see him trying to connect to Wi-Fi from surrounding shops. Notice how camera is situated slightly higher than the character and pointing downward just a little. This makes the character appear smaller and thus weaker, basic cinematography. Later when the sun is about to get higher, he walks up the hill and in between these two shots, first looking down and then looking up. It marks the transition for the character. When he set foot on the rich house for the first time, the camera moves up and points to the character, as if he is attending into higher social status. In Bong's film, use of light is just blunt and simple. Either there is light or there isn't. Not much nuance, but the intent is clear. The motif of high versus low is maintained even when the camera is static and leveled. Consistency. It's so consistent, it's even a bit comical. In the rain sequence, every shot in the family's journey home, they never once go uphill. The road is always leading downward, as if the entire city is built vertically. Of course, that isn't the only motif in the film. Another motif is the line.
근데 냄새가 손을 넘지 냄새가.
The line that separates the rich from the poor manifests itself few times on the screen. When the son sees the lady of the rich family, we have this shot. This line, created by two panels of window glasses, separates the common folks from the rich lady. The poor son and the housekeepers on one side, the rich lady on the other. Notice when the housekeeper wakes up the lady, how she seems very reluctant to cross the line. The line continues for the next few shots, slicing the screen in half here and there. And when they ascend the stairs, the pillar splits them still. Even when they are walking together, the lines on the ceiling and the floor separate them. Finally, son manages to impress the lady and we have this shot. The camera moves, the son crosses over. This line would appear and disappear a few times depending on whether the poor family is accepted into the rich household. The film tells the story and theme not just via actions and dialogue, but also visually, metaphorically. That sets this film apart from the mass-produced entertainment films. If you have already watched this movie, I hope this essay has given you a new perspective about it. And if you haven't watched it yet, I'm sorry for the spoilers. Thank you.